Explode your productivity with ChatGPT. Learn it from the ground up.
Hi, this is Alf again here. So now I'm going to show you a really cool thing that I did in a matter of 3 hours. I actually created a digital course using ChatGPT and also some other tools that I have, and including the tool of using this recorder, which is called Descript.com. So I wanted to make a course about something called the Pomodoro Technique. And what I want to do is to do some research what the Pomodoro Technique is. I obviously know what it is, but I wanted to find some information. So I asked it this question and it gave me a bunch of answers. And then the first thing I was going to do is to come up with some resources and also some headlines for this. Then I went to ChatGPT and said, give me 10 ideas for how I can package the Pomodoro Technique in a great new title. So I got a few titles and I liked number 6 a lot. So then I said, okay, give me 10 different versions of number 6. And then it came up with all kinds of stuff like that. And then I said to it, rewrite this in a more positive, action-packed and shorter sentence, how the Pomodoro Technique can help you achieve more in less time. So then I got more examples. Okay, so that's kind of how I found the title, and I'll tell you the final title I settled on. So here's my document that I kept the notes. So I decided on this title right here. Okay. And so I was happy with that. Then I went back to ChatGPT and continued there. Okay, so when I actually had gotten the title down, then I said, okay, let's get an outline for this Pomodoro Technique so that I can work it like a speaking outline and with some points. And then I could, obviously, one thing to stress here, I know a lot about the Pomodoro Technique and I've been using it actively for many months. So if I'm not aware of that, then stuff could easily be given to you in the wrong way. So meaning you can get the wrong information. So here's what I wrote. It is hard for many people to incorporate new habits in their life. What can you suggest as a complete outline of a course to get someone to take the first steps and then continue to complete the course while stressing the points of incorporating new habits in their life? So make 100% sure that they actually follow through. Watch here, I didn't enter in the Pomodoro Technique here, so you'll see me switch that soon. So then it started answering this, and I'll let you read that. But the module is very good in terms of the talking points and all of that, and then I'll show you what I did next. So here's what I did next. So I said, do this again, but this time bring in the point on making the Pomodoro Technique the focus of the habit to be built. Here's what I wrote previously. So I'm basically having a conversation with ChatGPT. So then here's the stuff that we actually did already, right? And then it goes on to do this. And then it gives me the outline that I can easily speak from. And then I'll show you what I did next, which was really cool because now I recorded an introduction myself based on my own experience and what I was going to do and what I was going to teach them. And then I was going to create all of these modules one by one. Okay. And that's module 1, module 2, module 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And some of them I actually took out and switched based on my own preference. So I'll show you a little bit what I did so that you can understand exactly how you build this out. Now watch this. So I'm going to take this first part here and I'm going to tell ChatGPT to give me some talking points. So I'm talking about this here right now. Okay. So 1 second, let me show you that. So what I'm telling it is give me 5 talking points for this course that I'm creating and make them easy to follow. Pay attention to this. Why the Pomodoro Technique matters. Why the benefits of breaking tasks into focused work and rest periods. That's exact outline that I got from before. Then it gives me all of this information. The Pomodoro Technique allows you to work more efficiently by breaking tasks into productivity. So I read through this in my course and I add more notes to it and insights myself. That's very important so that it doesn't sound like you're reading it, but also that you're talking from personal experience. And I throw in some casual language there too, just to make sure. But obviously I'm checking on these points. How can I talk about them? Not just read them, but how do I have a conversation about them? So for the first one, I did 5 talking points. Now, look what I'm doing here now. Give me 3 talking points for this course because I figured 5 talking points for each of them is too much. So give me 3 talking points for this course that I'm creating and make them easy to follow. Then I just took the next one in the line of the outline that it's given me, the psychology of habit information, understanding the habits, and then I talked about this, and I talk about how I deal with habits and how you can create one habit on top of another, habit stacking. So I talked about this, all of these things. I just go through each point, and that's 4, 5, 6 minute talk. And I relate to personal stories and things that I've done myself, and that's exactly how you do it as well. Then I went to the next one. Give me 3 talking points for the course that I'm creating and make them easy to follow. I put a column there, and then drop in this, and it gives me exactly great talking points around this. And again, stuff that I can talk about myself. So I read part of the sentences, not all of them all the time, but I set it up in a way so that I can do it myself. And I'll show you the document that I'm working on so you can see exactly how I did it. So here you see me in my working documents. I open up a Google Doc. So I have module 1, right? And there's my introduction that I've spoken first. And here's the first question that I went through, and I showed you the 5 points. Then for the second question, then was this, I asked for 3 points. And here's actually the first one. It becomes a little funny, the first one, but that's the first one, and that's number 2, and that's number 3. Then I go to the next one. That's the next question. I said, give me 3 talking points on this. And here's number 1 right here, 2 and 3. So I basically cut and pasted into my document, and I add some of my own notes. And module 2, I go do the same thing. Give me 3 talking points. Do you see how easy this is? And again, I want to stress this. You can get the wrong information if you don't know your subject. I have a bunch of other things and little tips and tricks that I add into it. So for example here, and then I go on to the next one and the next one and the next one. And that's how I produce my course. Sure, does it take a little bit of time? Yeah. So let's say I spent about 3 hours on it. Then I move this together and I do all of this and I set it up and I record it in a program that I'm actually recording now called Descript. Descript is over here. It's an icon that looks like this. Okay. And that's what I'm using right now to record this. And then later on, I needed to come up with a power statement. I needed to come up with a sales script where I pitched the whole document or the whole course. And I also used ChatGPT for that. Let me show you this as well. So here I have my document where I worked on the power statement. Okay. And I went to ChatGPT. I gave ChatGPT a couple of suggestions. It came up with this. Then I kind of slightly re-edited it and highlighted and bolded some things and make it stand out. Then I came out with that. And then for my sales copy, I came up with this. And it's very good, actually. It's extremely good. And of course, I add my own personality to it where I can, but this is exactly what it looks like. And this is perfect. And this is what ChatGPT had first given me. And then I formatted it to look like that. Let's see if there's other things. Yeah, so it's action-packed. It's CTA or call to action loaded and all of that. So that's how I built this course, and it's not hard. Now, when I'm formatting this or recording this, I do this in a software that I just referred to called Descript, and it also does the transcription for me. And then that is all done in the browser. So I have my VA, virtual assistant, in the Philippines, go in and edit it and add images to it and make it pretty. That's something I'm not good at, nor should I spend my time on that. And so I delegate that to them, and I used DALL-E 2 to create a logo. And let me show you what it came up with. So here's inside my DALL-E 2 account. So I said to it, if I click on it, you can actually see what I typed. Let's see here. Make me a logo of the Pomodoro Technique, which is an image of a timer to track your working focus time. It comes from a timer being used when cooking tomatoes, okay? So red color should be used, but please make it also business focused so that it gives a feeling of someone needing to be focused and successful. The timer should show us the minutes from 0 to 60 minutes. So that's what it came up with. And obviously we'll change the text at the bottom of the logo and the thumbnail. And this is what I sent to my VA that's going to edit that and put that up on mastermind.com, which I'm doing this for. So I wanted to add in another cool thing I did. Let me try to explain my situation. So when I am now creating the Pomodoro course, I also want to have a visual, but also a physical piece of like a PDF or a printout where a person can track their progress and what they're working on, either digitally or physically. So I told my VA I need a PDF, VA being a virtual assistant, I need a PDF so that people can track this stuff. And then I was thinking this morning, it's like, Alf, why don't you just make a digital file, like a spreadsheet? Because some people like to do that. Or I make a spreadsheet that they also can print out. So watch my conversation here. It's amazing. So I'll let you read this. But it basically says, know that many people use Pomodoro Technique on a daily basis, but also like to track their progress. Many people do that on a sheet of paper and even digitally. Can you please show me 10 examples of what such tracking system would look like? And can you please give me many different ones that I could learn as much as I can and have different options? So give me all of this. And then I said, okay, that's great. So then I said, here's me again, right? That's the ChatGPT. So can you lay it out in a table, a spreadsheet for us? I will try that now. That's what I said. Okay, and then he says, sure, I can provide you with that. Then it started being date, task, Pomodoro completed. I go, okay, that looks kind of cool. But then I said further, can you give this to me so I can plug it right into a spreadsheet? Sure, here's a table you can copy. And I can now literally take this and copy and drop it into a spreadsheet. Okay, that's how this is set up. I can grab this code. And now I said, can you include more details than this in a spreadsheet for tracking? Like, for instance, how a person scores himself from 0 to 10, 10 being the best in areas like effectiveness. But it actually understood. It understood me anyway. And then keep on reading. So please add it to the last sheet you gave me and maybe give me 5 different ways of laying this out on a sheet. So you see how you can totally manipulate it and tell it what to do. Then I had the date, task for the description, desired start time, actual start time, productivity score, session score, effectiveness, okay, and task adherence. So it gives me several options here. You can just keep on scrolling down, and then it's getting me an even longer one here. Then I said, great, next, please add a way to add up the score for each of these ratings so that I can see an average for each day and do it for all the tables you gave me. And keep in mind that I need to be able to copy these over to a spreadsheet that can also be printed out on an A4 sheet on a regular printer. So now I'm getting smarter here, right? So here, now it gives me all of this, and I could literally take this and copy it and drop it into a spreadsheet. And I can also get it to do the formulation in the spreadsheet as well. I'm not going to get that technical here, but I just want to show you how you can easily manipulate the ChatGPT to give you everything you need. And I immediately wrote to my VA, virtual assistant, I said, listen, look at my conversation. Again, this is a trick that I've also learned inside ChatGPT. You can have your VA log into your account as well. And then here, so you have many different versions here, and then you have an average score. So here's the, the world is your oyster. So here you go. Here's how you can easily get a spreadsheet going that you can print out, and you can obviously add any columns you want and formulation. Here you can see my course. This is what I'm started building now. And my other courses are here. I have about 6 of them already. And now I'm working on this. So I just go in here to this, and then I started building out the modules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like I have. So here's all my modules. And if I click on this, I see all the different sessions that I talk about with all the different points. And so I laid it all out here. So that was module 1, now module 2. So I start adding, and as I go along, I will start adding audio files, video files, and also the thumbnails and any attachments that I want to give to them. And all of this is done inside here that you, obviously, I'm not going to teach you how to do a course here in mastermind.com, but basically I can add video, I can add a cover image, and I can also add other files, attachments to this course. And I can do drip as well. If I want to release one module every week, I can do that here. So that's beside the point. Now you know within pretty much 10 minutes how to do a digital course using ChatGPT, and I hope this helped you. Bye.
Visit ahamastery.com and find out all you need to know about our courses.